Hello, welcome. It's a new travel tale beginning today, and my name's Kath Reade, and it's good to see you, whether you're live with me now or on catch up. It's all good. And this time our travel tale is on retreat in divine Devon. So Devon, for anybody who's on the other side of the world, is a wonderfully beautiful area of England, right down in the south, next to Cornwall. And I went to a place called Gaia House Retreat Centre. Just to put it in context for you, this is what it says when I got the information. First of all, Buddhist meditation retreats are an opportunity to explore and develop serenity, wisdom and compassion through silent meditation and mindfulness practice in a supportive environment. The aim is to free the mind and the heart from confusion, self-centeredness and anguish. And this allows us to cultivate moment-to-moment awareness that nurtures inner stillness and peace, and insight into the nature of our experience. And it allows us too to develop greater emotional resilience to suffering. It's essentially in silence throughout the whole experience, not just in the meditation hall, but meals and all the time, so you don't speak at all for days on end. And spending time in silence fosters a sense of safety and refuge. It gives us space and more clear seeing into the nature of being. This is mainly what we call Vipassana meditation, which is insight meditation. So being with feelings, thoughts, experiences, and looking deeply into their nature. So this is just what I felt I needed at the time, quite a few years ago. And Gaia House then became a place where I went regularly on silent week-long retreats for, about 3 times a year for quite a few years, and then becoming a meditation teacher and practicing meditation as an essential part of my life. So I thought I'd share with you one of these experiences of me being on retreat at Gaia House. And do come with me. It's probably about 3 episodes, something like that. So here's what it's like. This place of ancient woodland and giant old oak trees becomes rooted deep in me. The plain concrete former convent is now host to statues of the Buddha and all manner of vast rubber plants, looking as if cobras hide within their tropical foliage. But much of Gaia House is like an English country house and garden, with its pots of red and pink geraniums lining the window casements of the oak-panelled lounge. Outside, the scented wallflowers and white heather draw squads of bumblebees, so the flowers themselves seem to buzz in the springtime sun. Dotted across the lawn and the grounds are seats for the yogis, which is the name for retreatants. Some are roughly hewn logs, others are proper benches with tables. High in the tops of the old oak trees, far above us, are the rooks' nests, a colony of these sociable and gregarious birds who only quiet down when the night falls and the owls take over with long, husky hoots. I think then of the glorious sight and squeaks of a chestnut-coloured wood mouse I saw today, shinning purposefully through the undergrowth of ivy, as I stood silently for quite a long while in a little glade. Above me, only a few feet away, a young robin waited in a tree that seemed to be home, as its mother flew straight to it and shoved an earthworm into its eager yellow beak. She flew straight off again to find more food. The sounds here are simple. The gongs sound the portions of the day, and birdsong. Small birds abound in Gaia House grounds. The robin has a sweet trill, and so do the blue tits. The wood warblers look plainer than their song, and the greenfinch always look too busy dominating the feeders to sing. Early evening seems the favourite time for the beautiful songs of blackbirds when they are not hopping across the ground beneath trees and noisily tossing leaves about in search of insects. The detail of all of this life is ever more noticeable and appreciated by the retreatant. As soon as I arrived and threw open the window of my plain little room, I saw a woodpecker fly to a pine tree and begin its sojourn up the trunk. Its plumage was black and white and red, and it began to make the amazing drumming sound of beak against bark. I observed it with wonder and delight. Squirrels can be seen running along branches, and the rabbits are not shy, not even moving as they sense you approaching. Beyond the grounds are lush green farm meadows, all undulating with little copses here and there, and creamy sheep grazing. Beyond the rolling fields in the distance there are the rocky promontories of Dartmoor, giving a wilder feel to the landscape, and often wreathed with the purple-blue haze of the far horizon, although the colours are continually changing. Over the rocks comes the sky, over the horizon continually, forever, bringing white clouds, grey clouds, black clouds, blue sky, night sky, sun, rain, hail, sun. All things arise and all things pass. Impermanence and change. We are born, we live, and we die, like everything. Our meditation teachers tell us to let go of our delusions of permanence, seeing the interconnectedness of all things, seeing our interconnectedness with all beings, with nature, with the earth. As I said in one of my songs, we are not separate from the earth, the air, the water and the fire. The retreat allows insight, not just intellectual knowing, but a deep, heartful knowing, which is encouraged by opening to all that arises within us, be it joy, sadness, anger, rage, bitterness, happiness, bliss, despair. All will arise and all will pass. There is no need to hold on to these, for they will all change. We will change, in body, in thought, continually. There's no point in holding on, only in letting go. And just be with things as they are, be with feelings as they are. Let go, let go, let go. Our Qigong teacher, for we were doing some Qigong in this retreat as well, quoted Hafiz to us from the 13th century. Do not reject this loneliness too soon. Let it cut deep. Let it season you and treat you. Something missing from my heart tonight has made my eyes so soft, my voice so tender, and my longing for truth absolutely clear. So read our Qigong teacher at the Dharma talk tonight in the meditation hall from his favourite poet from ancient times. He said he felt difficulty in finding words tonight, although he had to speak to 40 silent retreatants for 45 minutes, as is the way of the Gaia House retreats every evening. He would rather simply stand and do the Qigong gestures, the mystical movements and standing that helps to activate the Qi, which is the cosmic life force within us all. Qi is the reason a baby can no longer stay in the womb. Qi is the reason the flame of life goes out at the time it does. The life force. Qi is the wisdom of the body, the innate wisdom which organises every cell, every system of the body. When its flow is impeded, illness can arise. So Qigong is to free up the flow of our Qi, to cultivate the life force. And this can have profound effects in the practice, as people have been experiencing in China and beyond for 2,000 or 3,000 years. The martial arts Qigong was not for fighting, but for activating the Qi as a protective shield from attack. Qigong for good health is connected to the principles of Chinese medicine, meridians, acupuncture, acupressure. Qigong can also be cultivated for creativity in the arts and music and writing. And so we silently stand for 45 minutes at a time throughout the day, alternating with 45 minutes of silent sitting meditation in the hall with its large statues of the Buddha and rubber plants where the altar used to be. Standing in Qigong gestures or sitting on the ground on cushions where the nuns used to pray, many of whom are buried in the grounds long ago. This will be our week of silent meditation retreat and Qigong practice. The 6-day retreat is held in silence, and Gaia House works hard to preserve the silent atmosphere. Silence, I've come to feel, is a gift that we yogis give each other. And it's interesting to note that despite the absence of social intercourse, or maybe because of it, we feel close to each other in a spiritual way, even though we don't know each other. We are sharing an important experience that is often difficult, challenging, frustrating, painful, intolerable, irritating, blissful, happy, serene, and tedious by turn. At the end, it is an achievement. The silence supports our meditative inquiries, and by keeping to it, we support each other. Thus, we sit in the lounge in between formal meditation periods, musing and nursing our various cups of tea of myriad types, gazing out of the great floor-to-ceiling windows from our armchairs in silence, our faces serious in repose, not having to smile or make conversation, not even having to make eye contact. And so we, apparent strangers, support each other throughout our retreat, hearing each other munching silently through our lentils or our porridge and honey, listening to our stomachs dealing with it noisily during meditation, holding doors open for each other, stepping aside to let each other pass on the many woodland tracks we pad along night and day, sitting wordlessly together outside, or standing and watching the quite breathtaking show of stars in the Devon night sky. And that's the end of episode 1 of On Retreat in Divine Devon. And I hope you'll join me for episode 2 tomorrow at 4 p.m. This travel tale in itself is a bit like a meditation, so do enjoy the relaxation of it as I read. Blessings to you. See you for the next episode, 4 p.m. UK time tomorrow.